clawed their way back.
Cox on the bench again. You've decided that that's just a tactical thing, Roo. There's nothing more in it than that.
Yeah, I think it is now because he's played the whole quarter.
Okay, back in the middle. Here's Prittis again. Onto Selwood. Got absolutely clobbered in the De Boer tackle. Have a look at that. Go and get it. Scott Selwood. Brilliant work from the Selwood boys in the middle. McCluskey. Little chip over the top to Prittis. Remember, he's a left footer. Well cut off there by the Fremantle Dockers. And now Prittis forced to kick back over the mark, wasting valuable time, but still was able to find Adam Selwood on that occasion. Goes inside 50. McFarlane and Kennedy colliding. And McFarlane almost apologising.
And good work by Adam Selwood, making Pavlich accountable as a defender, and that's certainly something that Pavlich wouldn't be used to doing.
Boundary throw in deep in the Eagles' attack zone. Left of screen in this second quarter. De Boer and Prittis collide. Here they go. Pearce, who's been prominent in the early parts of this one. McFarlane's got time to gather his thoughts. Elects down the line. Here's Anthony. Needed to grab that. Ground level ball again. McPhee to tidy it up. Tackle to the ground. He now works it forward. Interesting how they get it out of these tight situations, the players these days. Bit of head involved in that one. Rosa. McPhee. And you can see the players coming to the contest just putting their heads down and just boring holes through each other, trying to win frees as a result of it.
We look here, it's just head down.
It's his own man.
Head down, straight into the Sharon.
They have definitely cottoned on. Look at the Sandilands frame, taking the front position. No one getting around that. Prittis to Darling. Well kept alive by Darling, but have a look at the Fremantle Dockers surrounding the ball.
Well done.
Grover, got to think quickly. Look, very little room. Great response from Mundy. Fife now. Hill. Beautiful kick. Bradley. The run of Pavlich. Penetrating run. Throw a bounce in with it. Thought about the second. He's got Main running back towards goal. Can Schofield get hold of him? Main gathers. Already kicked one. Boundary line beats him.
And that's what Pavlich has got to do, because the gap then that he made on Selwood started at 2 metres, ended up by the time he kicked it at about 15 metres.
Did think about the second there for a moment. Pavlich. Back in play now. Kick around the corner. Bradley had a shot, missed.
Great tap by Sandilands. He'd love to be a midfielder playing underneath him, because he gives you first opportunity quite a bit. Had the 13 hit-outs in the first quarter and really could have set up a goal there if Bradley capitalised on it.
Is he the best you've seen, Root?
Yeah, he is. Sheer amount of hit-outs he is. He just wins it every week. And goes forward and kicks goals now as well.
So the Eagles. Nat Nui. Deep. Kennedy. Big lunge at it and got it. Fantastic grab from Kennedy. For those that have just joined in, late withdrawals, injured in the warm-up, Kerr and Embley. Two of the biggest names at the Eagles not playing. We know that Embley has done a hamstring, and we think Kerr something of a similar nature. There's Smith. Gathering half forward. Lynch, beautiful lead, got away from Johnson. And he'll line up from that flank of the ground that Glenn Jakovich often describes as the vortex pocket.
The vortex
Put it up the air
pocket.
and it'll almost channel into the goals. I'm not sure with the easterly whether that's going to work though.
Tough kick.
Wind blowing from the left to right here.
That vortex protects that easterly routine.
Oh, okay. And he comes, the big man. Kick on the way across the face.
Almost looked like it was blown across the front of the face, didn't it?
Did a bit. Puts the glove back on. And the box working hard. Neil Danaher there. John Worsfold.
They're the worst in the competition, Freo, at kicking in and then taking it down inside of their 50, Freo.
So here's Duffield. Goes out wide. Lynch standing tall. Able to move it quickly to Prittis. Prittis around on the left. Little left footer. Look at the Eagles queuing up. Darling! Solid as a brick wall. 20 out, almost directly in front.
He's got some strong mitts, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He got connected very hard there, and his arms did not move. If West Coast can keep this lad fit, and Kennedy fit, they're going to have two very, very good forwards in the next 10 years. Darling's just come onto the scene this year and really looks like he's been around for a while, Jono.
So Darling directly in front of goal here, looking to extend the margin of 3 goals. Long run up, wasn't it? Almost got himself out of stride, but he's kicked it. The Eagles have got 5. They leave it at by 18.
What about the speed on his run up?
I don't think I've seen anything like it.
No, you got the difference with his speed, and then you got Kennedy's shuffle. So just the two different styles
works
when having a shot at goal. But you're right, it's whatever works. And he's kicked 2 now, and really it was the Lynch mark from the kick out and his quick play on that allowed that opportunity to come forward for Darling.
Jack Darling becomes the only multiple goal kicker in this game so far with 2, and he's been strong up there. Him and Kennedy in tandem, as Mark Rasciuto mentions. Going to be hard to beat in years to come. Perhaps starting with today. Cox in the middle, that'll be recalled by umpire Hayden Kennedy.
And I'm tipping Mark Lacroix is pretty happy with the big tall timber actually taking some grabs, because it probably frees him up. All of a sudden, he's not getting Grover or McFarlane anymore as his direct matchup.
He's not drawing any ball at the moment. Lacroix, he's got to get it all off the deck, doesn't he? So he won't be too happy with that, I wouldn't imagine. Being a forward, you've got to think of yourself a little bit more, Jono. Shepherd to ground, Main, dispossessing opportunity. Fast hands in the triangle. McPhee involved, back to Main. Kick to the goal square. There's Anthony over the top, went and got it. Fremantle Dockers under siege. Crowley was towed to the ground. Now Anthony, got to beat 3 Eagles. And that's a win for the Fremantle Dockers. Lock it in there, forward 50.
Keep an eye on Sandilands now. The midfielder's got to be tight here because we very good at getting the tap over the back into the central corridor.
Over the back, Sandilands, nice flip. Here's Hill, trying to get around the back on that left. Pavlich sold the dummy on the handball. Mundy ran into trouble. De Boer, deliberate knock onto Pavlich. Got a quick opportunity here. Pavlich, magnificently manicured there from Matthew Pavlich. An absolute star.
Wow, what about that? Rue, you called it. It was a tap over the back, and then they were able to keep it alive. Mundy kept it alive here with a little chip kick forward. And then Pavlich there. Looked like he was going to centre at the start. Then took it upon himself. Fair goal.
It's a bit of BT there. He said the forward, you got to look after yourself. I'll just go and kick it myself. Don't worry about centraling it here. I can, I'm the skipper. I can kick this, and showed great composure there to kick that one.
Goal apiece here in the second quarter. Pavlich able to conjure something up there out of nothing. And Fremantle back within 2 goals here now. Glenn Jakovich, how do you see the ruck duel going at the moment? Sandilands and Cox.
Well, Sandilands going to win his fair share of the taps. One thing that I noticed last week, Richmond concentrating and getting in the dangerous area. They know they're going to concede, they're going to lose the taps. And I've just noticed West Coast, they're covering the most dangerous area. So Mundy, Sandilands don't run into.
Mundy out wide, an opportunity here once again. For the Fremantle Dockers, shot at goal just missed from lower to the left-hand side.
With everyone reading Sandilands hit, Fremantle could change it up at times, and they never use a 3rd man up because Sandilands gets it all the time. Everyone knows, the opposition know where he's going with it. If they tried a 3rd man up at times, clear the area, they're going to catch sides certainly out of position.
Gee, he was relaxed in his attempts to mark there. Selwood, he was lucky to get a knock of the arms.
I don't think the 3rd man up would work, Jono, simply because he can't get that high.
Strong vice-like grip over the top. The man with hands like stone. Lynch from half back to half forward. Kennedy got dealt with, no free. Fast hands Lacroix onto Marston. Took a bounce inside 50, 35 and closing. Got it, the Eagles. One against the flow.
Quentin Lynch, he's had 10 disposals, 7 contested possessions, 5 marks, few of those contested, and 1 goal won. The big Q having a big influence on this game early in the second quarter.
Yeah, he is, and you look at the mark there, and Kennedy took another strong pack mark earlier, and that's the difference at the moment, because Anthony's had a couple of opportunities, and he hasn't been able to clunk them for the Fremantle Footy Club.
37-18. The West Coast Eagles are leading the marks.
West Coast back out to 17 points. 10 minutes gone, second quarter. Marston with his first of the day. The Eagles into the breeze here in this quarter. Pritis out of the middle, caught in the tackle. The one wing being held there. No head damage, gets up. Had another handball out the back. Lacroix works it forward. Here they go again, the Eagles. Got 3 one-on-one battles going on here. McCluskey's got it out. Marston handball back out. Smothered off the boot of Dean Cox there by Lower.
And that's what Dean Cox can do, because you look back in the middle of the ground and Sandilands is still standing in the middle of the ground after that stoppage.
Aren't they happy, the crowd? That shot showing that. West Coast home game here today, so they have the predominant amount of support. Sandilands out. Van Berlo, quick hands. Look at the crowd. No looker. That had a bit of LeBron James about it. Magnificent picked up by Selwood. Not so good with the handball to Lacroix.
They seem to have more energy around the stoppages at the moment, the Eagles.
Yep. Looking like they've got the grunt at the moment. There's the no-look handball from Lacroix. It's a hold by Cox. That'll be a Sandilands free. So at half-back looking to move the ball, but all of the players on that side of the ground, they won't find a way through there. Oh, they must bring it back this side, which Hill decides is the right way to go to Duffield. He now wants to go right back to McFarlane. Kicking has to be precise, and you have to have nerves of steel. Boy, McFarlane's kick held a long time in the air for Grover. That knew he was closing. Poor kick in the end. Darling, he can go. He can kick the goal from here. Got in the way, Marston. Jack kicks a long ball to the square. Just got in the way, Marston, of the run of Jack Darling.
Just the pressure the West Coast Eagles are applying to Fremantle. I said that before the game. One of the best sides at it, and they're causing plenty of turnovers.
Oh, have a look at this. He's gone straight down the middle, Duffield, on that one. It was a good one, but the skills weren't clean again. McPhee swings in. Grover under pressure. Hill under enormous pressure. They have not let him have a sniff today. Now Smith. Wide to Kennedy, too wide.
The way they're working this press, West Coast, it's great to watch their setups. Their defenders are pushing up. They're pointing the direction out there from the West Coast players. It's been first class.
Get a chance, Mark Rasciuto, to just have a chat on Stephen Hill at the moment, see what the Eagles are doing to restrict his work out wide to Crowley. And he looks a little injured at the moment, Stephen Hill, in the hands of the physio. In fact, I think he's going to come from the ground. What do you make of his game so far, mate? Look,
I've been trying to see if he's been getting picked up. There hasn't been one player in particular going to him. Maston's been with him for a while, and also Shuey's been with him for a while as well, but he just can't seem to get his hands on the ball.
Clever by Marston to knock the ball in the Shuey direction. There he is, Hill, running over the top of it. He's normally very clean. Free kick, Darling.
Sloppy that was.
Now, on a normal day, you'd say kick it from here.
On a cue ball.
Bit of protection from the stands, perhaps, with this easterly. Darling fancies his chances. What do you think, Jacko?
Oh, backing.
Backing from there. He's got to kick at 55.
Jack probably stretching.
I tell you what, the West Coast fans will absolutely go silly. It's an enormous run-up. Great momentum in it. Almost as if he's on the run. Close to the man on the mark. He gave it absolutely everything. And offline in the end. Umpire Jason Venkataya signalling the behind there.
Michael Holding-ish.
It was.
Pushing off the side.
Had a bit of early John Snow about it. Going back just a touch there, Ruth. Probably before you were born.
Yeah, you're right there.
Duffield. Hoist one high from the back. Pavlich. Off hands. Here they go. Marston looking for the give and go off Cox. Trying to get it back inside to Selwood now. Did well in the contest, did Nick Glover. And the Eagles trap, press, call it what you want. Wonderful.
Absolutely fantastic. And as a result of that, Fremantle had 56 kicks and 66 handballs. So they've had more handballs than kicks because of the pressure they're under.
Cox Knocked down. McCluskey ran into the Clancy Pearce brick wall.
Look at the numbers. We've nearly got 36 players in the forward 50.
In that very small sector, yeah. Amazing. There's absolutely none down the ground at all. So they're all in 1/3 of the ground at the moment, the players. You could probably even put it into 1/4 of the ground. Free kick. Here, it'll go to Selwood. And this time, that's Adam Selwood. He's going to have to kick it about 47, I reckon, by the time he finishes his approach.
He's got the job on Pavlich today.
Adam Selwood, as I mentioned before, 140 games. Not been a big goal kicker this year with just the one. Comes in, stuttery old run up from right on 50. Good looking ball to the line. It falls short with the wind now. Off hands, Cox off the ground. McCluskey, did he run over the line? No, it's a goal.
Well, great play there by McCluskey. That's 2 goals now he's got from reading it off the contest. Got one in the first quarter and gets another one here after Selwood cops a free kick from Pavlich. And that's a couple of times now he's been able to be up forward and take the initiative over Pavlich in the contest.
Pavlich has had the 8 touches and kicked a goal, but Selwood's sticking to his task.
McCluskey with his second goal there. And the West Coast by 25 points, just getting a little bit away from Fremantle at the moment.
Contested ball in the second quarter, 22-13 in favour of the Eagles, so they're getting very dominant in that area.
Pavlich, Nat Nui with the bear-hugging tackle. Jack Darling, everything working for the Eagles. Lacroix, left footer, here's Prentice or Cox, take your pick. And it's Cox with the mark. Looking the goods here at the moment, the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, I think they're a benefactor of the ruck rule now, with 2 really good ruckmen that can go forward. These guys are having a big influence, not just in the midfield, but up forward as well. And Cox, like Sandilands, can go forward and kick goals, and should be able to steer this one through. If they can do that, they're out to a handy lead, the West Coast Eagles.
It'll be a 31-point lead, in fact, if successful. Cox comes in, a little bit of left to right. There it is. Beautiful work on the ball. West Coast by 31.
Well, a beautiful finish there by Dean Cox. Was able to get some good spread as a forward on his direct opponent, McFarlane. But Nat Nui there, his tackle on Pavlich was very, very good. Created some just forward momentum. They get the ball going forward. They play on quickly. They're using the ball well. And it creates opportunities for the forwards just to get that metre or 2 on their direct opponent. Because their use has been very good, it enables a good mark inside forward 50 in a dangerous spot.
West Coast Eagles 31 points in front at the moment. Dean Cox with his first, a beautifully worked left to right kick into the breeze. Back in the middle, Nat Nui just crashing into Sandilands and in the middle. Selwood putting his head over it, missed it. Scott on that occasion. Trying to work through Prentice with the tackle, and De Boer involved.
Not only are they winning the contested possessions, but contested marks of 5-0 in favour of the West Coast Eagles this quarter.
5-0 contested marks. And I reckon quite a few marks inside 50 would be a bit of a differential as well. Opportunity here now for De Boer to take it away. 3-0 for the quarter. Contested marks inside 50 at the moment in favour of the Eagles. So just a lull, a momentary lull in this hectic game. Twilight football in the West. Sandilands having to do it all. Scott Selwood driving the ball along the ground. Here's Fife. Got an opportunity here now with Broughton around the corner. Got some players here. Boy, Sandilands over the top, saved the day. Wanted the handball onto Mundy, just with a one block. Beautiful run down, tackle Nat Nui. They're out of the loop here. Rose is just going to pound the ball long. Here's Cox, he goes forward. Kennedy's there, keeping his feet. Darling as well. But McPhee arrives. Didn't think he could get down there that quickly. Cox, it was Darling, picked up the crowd. Right foot kick around the body. That's going to be a goal. It is.
Great effort there by the West Coast Eagles. Kennedy went up for another huge grab, come down and land on the back. In fact, he's running off. Looks like he's even carrying his left shoulder a fraction there. Big grab, have a look at him there on the ground. Knocked the wind out of his sails. Hopefully his shoulder's fine, but a great tackle. It was him that followed it up and did the tackle inside 50 as well. So a spectacular effort by Kennedy. He is really leading the way in the West Coast forward line.
Lacroix got the fruits, but this man here, Kennedy, as you said, Roo, looks left shoulder or winded.
Yeah, or a combo of both.
Yeah, just holding that left hand, as you can see there, just a little.
Hard nut, isn't he?
And all the forwards went to Kennedy, but all the defenders went to Nick Natanui for his tackle back in the defensive end, which set up the play.
Yeah, that run-down tackle on Mundy, who's no slouch, by the way. Oh, Hill just going with the hands rather than the body. Fife, Butler, McGinnity. McGinnity drawing Lacroix to the ball, and he marks out in front, gave it to Hearn, but the man on the mark had him covered. Back to Lacroix. They're full of run now. Look at this for a kick. Lynch has got a free kick. He hit his head on the ground when he fell there, I reckon.
Just there, Anthony.
Hopefully he won't get 3 weeks for the push. Handball off now. The Eagles driving forward. Here's Jack. Darling couldn't get it. Off hands. Picked up by the Eagles. Shot at goal there from Rosa. Missing the lot.
The front and centre work has been very good, the West Coast, because they're big guys. They're having a crack. As we see Lynch here. Oh, yeah, you're right, BT. Just grazes the melon on the ground.
Yep.
Bit of grass burn on the forehead.
3 wins for the year, North, Port and Melbourne. So this would be a big scalp for the Eagles here in their revival this year. Pavlich working very deep in defence at the moment. Picks it up on the boundary line, straight to Rosa. Now, does he settle for a set shot, or does he look for something a little closer?
The wind looks like it's dropped off a little bit.
Yep.
Just on his distance, I think, here, BT.
So he needs to aim left goal post for it to land in the middle. Cox comes back on. Rosa lines up for an unbelievable 43-point lead 22 minutes into the second quarter. Rosa kick on the way, horrible off the boot, falls short, up they fly, no winner in the air. Dangerous ball here for the Dockers. Lower. Handball, Pearce just in the nick of time. The run by Lower. Can they penetrate the press here? They can't. It's going to come back again. There's the full back. He's at half forward. Prittis, McGinnity and Glass in a chain of handballs. It ends with Butler. Now he's the furthest player downfield, Butler, and he's just backward of the centre circle. The West Coast strangling the life out of Fremantle. McGinnity goes forward with a pretty ordinary looking kick that might actually work. Off hands in the back, and now Prittis an opportunity just beyond the 50. In the spot here is Ebert. Punched away Sandilands. Where's the Crummers? De Boer went to ground. McFarlane went to ground. All of the Eagles stay up. Now, Darling around the corner. De Boer with a tackle. Here's Anthony. But don't argue. Ran out of play with it.
Fremantle are just going at 58% efficient with their kicking this quarter. That is not good enough. It's probably a credit and a result of the West Coast Eagles' pressure as well, why they're so low.
That pressure has been absolutely fantastic. Root, boundary throw in here now. Sandilands the good spot. Fife with the fumble. Out of character. It's all about those things Mark was talking about. The pressure. There's another fumble. Butler, hot ball. Shuey around the corner. Once again, McCluskey there. Duffield over the top. Careful not to infringe. McCluskey went forward. This will be a 0-0 draw.
No, you drive forward.
I don't say it too often, but I think this has been well umpired today. There have been quite a few opportunities to give Tiki Touchwood free kicks, and they've let it go.
Well, it's Umpire Appreciation Week. Mark and Hayden Kennedy. They've done a wonderful job. 15-3 in the inside 50s in this quarter. What about that?
You liked the umpires in your day, BT, didn't you?
Love them. Still do. Have an ongoing love affair with them. Enjoy their work. Look at the players around this ball. West Coast at the moment just overpowering the Fremantle Dockers.
They certainly are. Their pressure has just been enormous. And look, someone like Pritis has had 10 disposals, and he's in this quarter alone, and he's the one setting them up. His work around the contested area has been just outstanding from minute one.
Kick out of mid-air by Darling. Thought he might as well go for that. He's done most other things today. And a miss. So with 4.5 minutes left, they just need to get some clean possession, Fremantle. But
they've only had 49 possessions for the quarter, BT. 19 kicks and 30 handballs. That wouldn't happen too often.
As against 76 for the Eagles. The hand of Sandilands. Pavlich. Now Hill's got to run here. Selwood closing down. Hill wanted it back. The handball was short. It's a horrible handball in the end. Hill probably didn't go through the way he should have in the end. Umpire lets it go, but it's just typical of the Fremantle day so far. And we'll have a ball up surely here in the middle. Can't let this go on any longer.
It was good attack by De Boer going in there. He got lower than what Pritis did. And there's the handball over the top there to Hill.
Hill looks
sore,
doesn't he?
Yeah.
And worried
carrying
about
something.
Yeah, I reckon he is too. And some players can carry it and you wouldn't know, and some have an issue with it depending on the severity of the injury. Here's Mundy. Quick hands in close. Did well out to Fife. Fife gathers, tries to thrug off McGinnity. Drives him into the ground, and ball pin didn't have the prior opportunity.
Well, speaking of Hill, earlier in the quarter, he copped a big tackle down in the defensive end after a high handball come his way. And from that moment then, he's been holding his ribs a little bit. I think that's when he may have copped the injury you're talking about, BT.
Stephen Hill?
Yes, Stephen Hill.
Easy now, just relax, just relax. Thanks, boys, thanks, Nick. Cheers. Leave it there. Watch out, boys. Watch out.
So 3.5 minutes to make something out of this first half here. The Dockers. Mundy, who has been impressive today in his efforts. Marston kept it alive somehow. And now Duffield to McPhee. McPhee looking to go backwards. McFarlane almost offering a lead like he was a forward. Hill caught on the boundary line. Now has to kick on his wrong foot. Did it well to Pearce. He's looking down the boundary line. Jack Anthony offers the lead there now. Pritis is able to get there and chop it off. There you can see a really good look at what confronted the kick down the line.
And you mentioned the outs for West Coast at the start of the game and Embley and Kerr, but their mindset hasn't changed. You just question whether Fremantle could have relaxed on the fact of two keys being out for the West Coast Footy Club.
Anthony on the half volley pickup. Cox will set Lynch a task. Can kick it out in front of Marston if he wants. He says, no, I'll just go back and reconsider my options here. Now he just hammers it down the line to the Lacroix contest. Wasn't good, was it? Broughton was able to mark it half back. Now the chip to McPhee. Seem to keep going back into trouble here as we get a good look at the West Coast press now in this portion of the ground. There's guarding an area rather than the player. Ebert takes the mark. Immediately to centre half forward. Shuey, but getting in the way, and a nice mark taken by Lower. Goes out wide to Anthony. It's his first game for the Fremantle Dockers this year.
Inside 50s for the quarter, guys. West Coast Eagles 15, Fremantle 3.
3? And we've played 29 minutes.
15-3. 5 goals 4 to 1 goal 2 at the moment.
Gee.
This quarter.
And that is with, I might add, a 2 or 3 goal breeze, which is lessening by the minute. In fact, the flags have almost become limp here. So West Coast getting the best of both worlds, but it hasn't been the win that's had anything to do with the way they've played.
There's an inside 50 for Freo.
Yeah. Surely that's not counted as an inside 50 for Freo, is it?
No.
Hearn. Over the top. Smith, dangerous one. Couldn't quite get there. Main. Short ball cut off Bradley from McGinnity. Pavlich looking for the give. Nice little kick. Anthony will take the mark. And he can get the journey from there, make no mistake.
I think Worsfold will get a message out to McGinnity to attack the ball. Don't stand flat-footed. Go at the ball and make sure you get it in the mitts before you worry about what you're going to do with it. That was pretty poor. That could result in the goal.
Jacko, just quickly, Stephen Hill's just in front of you there now. Injury, do you think?
Well, he's got a bit of a limp. That knee's heavily strapped, so we'll just keep monitoring, but it's just a little bit out of form, I think.
There's Anthony for Collingwood forward from directly in front. Kick on the way is left. West Coast crowd loving it. Quarter of a minute remaining in this one here until half-time. And the West Coast have controlled every aspect of the game here. And they're now going into conservative mode as the ball is held aloft. Down the line, a boundary line would be a win here as McCluskey rises over the top. And the siren sounds. So a very pumped up, aggressive West Coast Eagles lead it by 37 points. 9-5-59. Fremantle 3-4-22. They have a lot of thinking to do for the rest of this game.